Mm. What up, everybody? How's it going? All right. Today is the big day. Well, let me make sure that we are live. Oh, this is so exciting. This is so exciting. Um, we are live, but I gotta change the background image. I don't know why it doesn't have the DC Studios thumbnail. So let's upload the thumbnail. Boom. There you go. Alrighty, the moment that we've been waiting for, has finally arrived today. Um, James Gunn and Pete Safran, the co-heads of DC Studios, announced their big slate of upcoming new reboot, sequels, what have you, of the new DC EU, which will not include Dave Bautista. Unfortunately, Dave Bautista was rumored to play Bane, but he said, "Hey, I've met my Guardians of the Galaxy director and James Gunn, and we're just not on the same page, and I'm not gonna be Bane." And that actually makes sense. I'm not really pissed off about that because I believe Dave Bautista is already in his 50s, I believe, right? He's up there in age, and so James Gunn wanted to find somebody who's younger, fresher face, and maybe a fresh, bulkier body to play Bane. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with today's announcement. Let's get right to it. I want to make sure that you guys can read this the same time that I do in real time. Let me open this. No, this one. Okay. All right, so this is from the Hollywood Reporter. So they have the details. Yesterday, a bunch of press were lucky enough to attend the presentation, the secret presentation, or the secret meeting at the WB Studios with James Gunn and Pete Safran. It's not so secret because, it's the day before the announcement, which is today. And it's not so secret because, nothing is secret anymore in this age of internet. Everybody leaks everything. But now it's out in the open. There's like, okay, the embargo has lifted. You guys can post. The press can post the announcement now, and so here we are. So the Hollywood Reporter, who were there at the meeting yesterday, this is what they wrote: a new Batman movie without Robert Pattinson, but featuring Bruce Wayne's murderous son. Whoa! Dun dun dun! As we all know, Matt Reeves is making he's the Batman sequel with Robert Pattinson. So that's happening. But there's gonna be another Batman movie without Robert Pattinson. This is huge. This is huge. A Superman movie on the release schedule. Mark your calendars for July 11th, 2025. I posted this from Rotten Tomatoes tweet. There you go. So Superman Legacy is the title. Superman Legacy will arrive July 11th, 2025. So make sure you guys mark that on your calendar. I sure as hell will because I'm a huge fan of Superman. Who's going to play Superman? That's also the question, the $1 million question, because as you know, Henry Cavill will not be returning. And Peter Gunn, again, he's looking for fresher, younger actors to play these iconic roles. Bane, Superman, they're not going to be played by people that you expect. So looking forward to the casting announcement whenever that will be. Matt Reeves, the Batman Part 2, will arrive on October 3rd, 2025. So 2025 is a big year for us DC fans. A lot of things are going to be happening that year, which is 2 years from now. Anyway, let's get back to the announcement here. A Game of Thrones style drama set on Wonder Woman's home island of Themyscira, Amazonian place intrigue, and an animated series already in production, Creature Commands. Wait, what? That's just part of what will be coming to theaters and TV screens as part of DC Studios bosses James Gunn and Pete Safran's new slate. The pair have been busy in the 3 months since taking over and combining the film and television slate of DC properties, including live action and animation, as well as gaming. They revamped the way the movie and TV sites do business, cutting ties with projects and creators. A writer's room was formed to find an overall story that will launch a unified DC universe. Here it is. This is their way of saying a shared cinematic universe, or their way of saying we are going to copy Marvel Cinematic Universe. where everything is connected, everything crosses over with one another. Um, a unified DC universe, instead of DC extended universe as we previously knew it of it. Creators have been approached and a plan, at least part of one, for what is being built as Chapter One, Gods and Monsters, was formulated and a slate of projects put into development. So what we're getting today is just a piece of their master plan. They're not revealing the whole shebang just yet, but it's still a big deal with that Batman and Superman announcements. Now, after ambitiously promising fans that they would have something to show by February 1st, Gunn and Safran have unveiled the first part of their slate. Again, just a piece of their master plan, just the first part. It's a combination of big and known heroes along with lesser known characters who may just become big, like the once obscure heroes of Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy films over at Marvel Studios. The duo shared their plans Monday with reporters in a petite and tidy screening room on the Warner Brothers lot in Burbank. Again, yesterday, a few press got lucky enough to be invited to that. I was not lucky. Obviously, I'm not a big outlet. James Gunn explained one of our strategies is to take our diamond characters, which is Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and we use them to prop up other characters that people don't know. And Safran commented, to build those lesser known properties into the diamond properties of tomorrow. So that's how they describe Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, diamond characters. And they're going to bring in these other obscure, not so well known DC characters into the forefront by way of Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. You see what I'm getting at? Basically, Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman will be the vehicle to get these other these other lesser known characters to also get their moment in the sun. While plans may yet shift, caution the duo. Here is initial slate of Chapter 1 in the order they hope it will appear. Here you go. Ready? Wow, look at that. Look at that. Creature Commandos. That's awesome. Creature Commandos, an animated 7-episode series written by James Gunn that is already in production. It's already, they're already making it. Originally, a team of classic monsters assembled to fight the Nazis. Let's see here. Okay. There you go. The Nazis, to fight the Nazis. This is a modern take on the concept. The voice actors have yet to be cast, but the executives are looking to find people who can voice the animated characters and also portray the live action versions when the anti-heroes to show up in movies and shows. Look at that. That's ambitious, right? That is aspirational, man. Holy crap. They're already making or in the process of making Creature Commandos animated series, but they're already thinking ahead as well. They're going to, you know what? We're going to do Creature Commandos live action too, on top of the animated version. And that's awesome. That's cool. And I don't know, maybe they're going to cast the same people, the same actors for both the animation and the live action. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna the people that are going to play the people that are going to play the live action Creature Commandos are going to also voice the characters in the animated version. Hopefully, that's my guess at least. Waller, there you go. Waller, a spin-off of James Gunn's own HBO Max hit series Peacemaker. Viola Davis will return as the ruthless and morally ambiguous head of a government task force. It is being written by Crystal Henry and Jeremy Carver, the creator of Doom Patrol TV series. As you know, as you all have heard, Doom Patrol is ending after its current 4th season. The same with Titans. Both shows have come to an end, but James Gunn wants to continue working with the creators of Doom Patrol, and this is fantastic because I love Doom Patrol. It's one of the best DC shows to ever hit the small screen, and apparently James Gunn recruited the Doom Patrol creators to work on Waller, Amanda Waller, the character that Viola Davis played on Suicide Squad movies. She's going to reprise that role for this TV series. It's going to be amazing. Viola Davis, fantastic actress, as you all know. Superman Legacy, woohoo! I showed you, right? Superman Legacy, the tweet. The movie featuring the Man of Steel that James Gunn is writing and may direct, although no commitments on that end have been made. While the two previous titles are meant to be apparatives, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, in Safran's word, Superman is the true kickoff for the duo's DCU plans. It's not an origin story. Here you go, guys. It's not an origin story. So we're not gonna see, baby Clark Kent or baby Superman like flying off of the exploding Krypton planet anymore. It focuses on Superman balancing his Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing. He is the embodiment of truth, justice, and the American way. Woo! No offense to Bryan Singer's Superman Returns when they like, oh, it's not American way anymore. It's the world's way. He's the world's hero, the world's savior, and that's true. Superman, saves everybody in every corners of the world. But he's the truth, justice, and the American way. That's the classic line, guys. You can't just change that, the truth and justice and the global way. Anyway, he is kindness in a world that thinks that kindness as old fashioned. Okay, so that's interesting. They're basically just giving you a broad or broad strokes of what they wanted this Superman to be about. You know what I'm saying? Um, so it's gonna be juggling between, struggling, balancing between his Kryptonian self and his human self. That's always the internal conflict within Superman, and he's gonna embody kindness in a world that's not kind anymore, and I think that's a pretty cool approach. I don't know about you. I think that sounds amazing. A release date of July 11th, 2025 has been penciled in. Lanterns! Woohoo! Greg Berlanti's long in the works Green Lantern TV series has been scrapped. Oh no, it's scrapped! Oh, I thought it was gonna be like, as I was reading that, I thought it was gonna be like, I thought they were gonna build upon the what Greg Berlanti has already been building, the TV series Green Lantern that we've been hearing all this time. But no, it's been scrapped. It's been like, psh, kaput, you're gone. We're gonna start from scratch. And the duo have parted ways. Greg Berlanti and the project have parted ways. The duo have parted ways with a longtime DC series steward. In its place will be a new take on the space cops with power rings. Quote, our vision for this is very much in the vein of True Detective. It's terrestrial based. Whoa! Woo! Woo, woo, woo! True Detective in space, yo! How awesome is this? This is so cool. It will feature prominent Lantern heroes Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, and it's one of the most important shows they have in development. This plays a really big role in leading into the main story we are telling across film and TV. Again, everything is connected, right? Now it's connecting, crossing over, shared universe, unified DC movies, as they call it. So that's the big plan. I am so stoked that Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart are going to be a part of this. People always like, dude, we want to see Jon Stewart. We want to see Jon Stewart. Enough with Hal Jordan. We've seen enough of Hal Jordan. But you know what? There's room for both. Why not? Why not? The next one is The Authority, a movie based on a team of superheroes with rather extreme methods of protecting the planet that first originated in the late 1990s under an influential imprint known as Wildstorm, run by artist and now head of DC Publishing Jim Lee. I've met Jim Lee many times, one of the friendliest guys in the business. Quote, one of the things of the DCU is that it's not just a story of heroes and villains, said James Gunn. Not every film and TV show is going to be about good guys versus bad guys. Giant things from the sky comes and good guy wins. There are white hats, black hats, and gray hats, added Safran. Quote, they are kind of like Jack Nicholson in A Few Good Men. They know that you want them on the wall, or at least they believe that. So that's The Authority for you guys. Paradise Lost. Woo! Okay. I'm thirsty from talking too much. Paradise Lost. The duo, James Gunn and Pete Safran, described this HBO Max series, it's a TV series, as a Game of Thrones style drama set on the all-female island that is Wonder Woman's birthplace, Themyscira. Oh my god, that's amazing. An entire show around Themyscira, filled with political intrigue and scheming between power players. It takes place before the events of the Wonder Woman movies. I guess now it makes sense that they're not moving forward with Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman, and Patty Jenkins anymore, because they wanted to make this like it's a prequel, if you will. And there's gonna, just like Game of Thrones, there's gonna be a lot of power struggle, betrayal, backstabbing, Game of Thrones shit. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a pretty interesting approach, considering the fact that, or as we know, Themyscira is supposed to be like an island full of Amazonian woman warriors that pretty much are in solidarity with one another, right? Camaraderie. They're pretty much, I'm sure there's rivalry and competition or spirit of competition, but to have that be elevated into a Game of Thrones, kill or be killed situation, that is so gnarly. I'm interested to see all these women, doing all these, vicious backstabbing against one another. I'm looking forward to it, definitely. The next project, The Brave and the Bold. Let's see here. This is the introduction of the DCU Batman, said James Gunn, of Bruce Wayne, and also introduces our favorite Robin, Damian Wayne, who is a little son of a bitch. Yeah, we know. Those of us who know Damian Wayne, he can be a bit of a prick. The movie will take inspiration from the now classic Batman run, The Brave and the Bold. That's also familiar. Written by Grant Morrison, that introduced Batman to a son he never knew existed, a murderous tween raised by assassins. It's a very strange father-son story. And importantly, it will feature a Batman not played by Robert Pattinson. So I believe this is going to be a movie, not a TV series. This is what I mentioned earlier about the separate Batman movie that's not gonna be played by Robert Pattinson. Remember, Robert Pattinson is set to return for the Batman 2. That's still gonna happen, as I mentioned to you here, October 3rd, 2025. Matt Reeves, the Batman 2. So this is a different Batman movie. That's part of the DCU, the connecting universe. Robert Pattinson Batman is just its own standalone, separate. But yeah, it's gonna present Damian Wayne, whom, as we know, can be a bit of a prick, and he's raised by assassins. It's a father and son drama. I'm not sure how this will work out. It'll be. I think a lot of this would have to depend on who they cast as Batman and Damian Wayne. Who they cast for these roles will be astronomical as to how the fans will receive this project. You know what I'm saying? Right now, it's cool. We get another new Batman. But whether or not the fans are like 100%, both feet in with this one, it depends on the casting. If you ask me, the Batman sequel, as I mentioned to you, Robert Pattinson, separate project, will continue to portray the Dark Knight in at least one more crime saga movie, directed by Matt Reeves. That movie, the executives revealed, will be released on October 3rd, 2025, and is being titled The Batman Part 2. 2025 is going to be a very big year for DC, said Safran. Superman and Batman within the same year. Yep. Okay, let me get another drink. Ready? Oh, I'm a DC fan, bro. I grew up a DC fan. Marvel, to me, I'm a late bloomer when it comes to Marvel. So I'm not an expert when it comes to anything Marvel, really. A lot of other YouTubers or comic book aficionados can speak more about Marvel. But DC, this gets me so excited. I'm so excited about this for the future of DC, both movies and TV series. So the next project is Booster Gold, an HBO Max series. So this is a TV series, all right, not a movie, based on a unique and lower-tiered hero created in 1986. We all know Booster Gold. We know what he looks like. But Safran said here it's about a loser from the future who uses basic future technology to come back to today and pretend to be a superhero. James Gunn described it as imposter syndrome as superhero. I They make it sound like Booster Gold is terrible. I never saw Booster Gold as that awful. Um, but from the sound of it, from their plan here, um, it sounds like they're gonna make this into a comedy, kind of like Peacemaker. You know what I'm saying? Um, Peacemaker is sort of also seen by a few people around her as sort of a loser, if you will, or an anti-hero. So this is gonna be a Peacemaker approach to Booster Gold. Um, I don't know if I'm liking that approach, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm not gonna poo poo or minimize or completely, it's like, oh, let's boycott this project. No, I'm not gonna do that. Let's just see. Let's just see. But right now, it's good that at least Booster Gold will get his own project, if you will. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. Here we go, guys. Is this a movie? Is this a series? It's a movie! Look at this, a movie! Woo! Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, taking its cues from the recent Tom King written miniseries. This movie project promises to have a different take than what most think of when the idea of Superman's cousin comes to mind. Quote, we will see the difference between Superman who was sent to Earth and raised by loving parents from the time he was infant versus Supergirl, raised on a rock, chip off Krypton, and who watched everyone around her die and be killed in terrible ways for the first 14 years of her life and then come to Earth. She is much more hardcore and not the Supergirl we're used to. Oh, thank God. I love hearing that final sentence because the Supergirl series on the CW that just ended its run, it was so cheesy. Come on. Melissa Benoist was amazing in that role. Like, she fit the role appearance wise, but the writing quality on that show was shit. It was shite. By the time I hit season 3, I was done with it. I was like, I'm done. I can't watch another episode of this stupid show. So I'm glad that they, as in James Gunn and Pete Safran, are taking a much more. It sounds like it's a much more serious, much more dramatic approach to Supergirl. That, as it's explained here, she has been affected by what she saw. Because baby Clark Kent was a baby, right? He had no memory of Krypton being destroyed, but Supergirl did, and so that impacted her psyche. Impacted her, maybe her mistrust in people around her. So that's probably the approach that it sounds like they're gonna take for this Supergirl, and I love that. I love that. Oh my God, something finally, somebody finally is gonna take Supergirl seriously for once. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, that's it. That's it, guys. That's it for the first one of the master plan of James Gunn and Pete Safran's master plan for DC. Before you, the audiences, get to those films and series that we just mentioned, or I just mentioned, however, there is a matter of this year's crop movies, starting with Shazam! Fury of the Gods, March 17, The Flash, June 16, Blue Beetle, August 18. I love that. I love the fact that Blue Beetle is still happening. I kept hearing conflicting reports about it, but it's still happening. And Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, December 25. And as you all know, guys, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom will mark the end of Zack Snyder's DCEU. That's it. Boom. After Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, it's a new chapter of movies and series that I mentioned to you. Those projects under James Gunn and Pete Safran. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is the last mark of the Zack Snyder DCEU. Although there had been rumors that W executives wanted to continue working with Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller, the star of The Flash, beyond the Flash movie. Um, I don't know if that's gonna happen, but we'll see. We'll see. But that's the rumor. Um, for the duo are high on the quartet made by the previous film regime and under the aegis of DC Films, run by former head Walter Hamada. James Gunn calls The Flash, directed by Andy Muschietti, probably one of the greatest superhero movies ever made. Holy smokes! Oh, you got your first review here. First review, first social reaction to the Flash movie because James Gunn, of course, had seen the entire film, and now you get his review. One of the greatest superhero movies ever made. That is a hell of a compliment, and definitely gets me extra excited for the Flash. Despite the whole Ezra Miller being problematic in person, the troubled star, and it sounds like he's been getting help. It says here that Ezra Miller had been getting help, so that's cool. Um, but whether or not they're going to continue working with Ezra Miller is still the question at hand. Okay, so the rest of the paragraphs here are just giving you context, including Henry Cavill. Uh, James Gunn said, "We did not fire Henry. Henry was never cast." There you go. I know a lot of people are angry at the fact that Henry Cavill will not be playing Superman anymore. But James Gunn is clarifying here, dude, we didn't do anything to Henry. Henry was never part of the plan to begin with. It's nothing personal. He's just not part of the plan to begin with. It was never part of our idea for DC Universe in the future. For me, it's about who do I want to cast as Superman and who do the filmmakers we have want to cast. And for me, for this story, it is not Henry. He added, I like Henry. He's a great guy. I think he's getting dicked around by a lot of people, including the former regime at this company. But this Superman is not Henry for a number of reasons. Again, Superman Legacy is the title. It is not an origin story. It's a conflict within Superman about his Kryptonian heritage versus his human self. Um, Very drama based, if you ask me. And judging from the previous report or what James Gunn had previously said about this Superman Legacy movie, he's gonna cast a younger Superman in his formative years. Not like Clark Kent in Smallville young, not that young, not high school young. Possibly Superman, in his early days in the Daily Planet, if you will. That's the assumption. So that's why they can't go with Henry Cavill, who's I think he's approaching his 40 now. So they want to cast somebody younger. The same thing with Dave Bautista. He's not able to play Bane anymore because James Gunn wanted to cast a younger Bane, younger, fresher. Those are the keywords. Those are what James Gunn and Pete Safran are looking for for the cast, for the actors in this new age of DC movies and TV shows. So that's it, guys. That's pretty much the gist of it. Let's go real quick. Creature Commandos. That's a TV series, animated and possibly live action coming up. Waller, about Amanda Waller. That's a TV series on HBO Max. Superman Legacy. That's a movie. The Authority. That's a movie. The Authority movie. Paradise Lost. That's a TV series, Game of Thrones style, about Themyscira, a prequel series. The Brave and the Bold. That's a movie. The movie Brave and the Bold, about Batman and Damian Wayne as Robin. Again, this is a different Bruce Wayne, different Batman than the Robert Pattinson. And then the Batman sequel with Robert Pattinson. Booster Gold, that's a TV series, not a movie. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, that's a movie. All right. And then, oh, Swamp Thing. Wow, just one quick sentence here. Swamp Thing, a horror film that promises to close out the first part of the first chapter. Woo! Almost missed out on that, huh? Swamp Thing. How do I feel about this? Remember this streaming service DC Universe a couple of years ago? They had that Swamp Thing show, short-lived, canceled after like one season, canceled after like a few episodes because of creative differences. It was a mess. That show was a mess. I liked it though. I liked a few episodes of it. I liked the cast. Um, but could it have been better? Yes, it could have been better. So and I love that at least James Gunn is saying like we're gonna have at least one horror movie for DC Universe, and that's Swamp Thing. I would have loved it if instead of Swamp Thing, if they had announced the DC Dark Universe, that would have been to me more amazing. A compilation of Zatanna, Constantine, and all these guys. You know what I'm saying? And Swamp Thing. That would have been epic. But maybe this is the right way to do it by slowly, surely introducing the solo movies. Maybe we'll get Zatanna later. Maybe we'll get Constantine movie later. Right now, Swamp Thing. And then it will lead up to the dark. The Dark Justice League, if you will. So maybe that's the plan. Who knows? I'm just assuming right now. I'm speculating. I don't know what's in James Gunn's thoughts or line of mind. But Swamp Thing horror movie, I welcome it. Hopefully, it can get the bad memory of that Swamp Thing series out of our heads. That bitter taste out of our mouth. And hopefully, this will be very well done. It's a movie, not a TV series, and horror. They're gonna get extra scary on this, which is fantastic. I can't wait. So that's it, you guys. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about this first chapter of this big DC Studios announcement today? Oh my God! Oh, I'm having brain freeze right now from taking in all this information. This is a lot to take in, man. This is amazing. Who do you want to see playing the new Superman? Who do you want to see playing the new Supergirl? Who do you want to see playing Booster Gold? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. And thank you so much for tuning in on this live stream of DC Studio announcement. DC Studios announcement. Where's the logo? Not that one. Where the logo goes? There you go. Boom! I'm so happy as a DC fan that the ball is rolling again, and we are gonna hopefully we are entering a new age of DC Studios where the movies are actually good and that they can compete with MCU. So all right, thank you so much for tuning in, you guys. Oh, Dominic, sorry you're at the end of the video. I gotta get going now. Go rewatch the video again. The details are here. The whole thing I just mentioned to you in details. All right, I gotta go. Subscribe. Let's rock this.